Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Joseph here for another video number 2 on your late Thursday night, June the 27th, 2024, or if you're watching on the replay, June the 28th, 2024. Thank you all for watching right here on the home of all things ranting, the very evil and dark and mysterious PG Rant's channel. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there inside of my goddamn pants on this channel and my other channels down below as well in hell. Show your love and support, leave a comment if you wish, but don't leave stupid comments. You go bye-bye. Excuse me. You will be blocked and hidden. If you don't like that, cry to your mom. And that's pretty much it. Don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Most importantly, tap and slap that goddamn bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video, because if you miss anything, you're pretty much SOL. And you know what that means. But if you don't know what it means, please, for the love of God, look it up on the internet. That's why they have Google. So just Google it. You know. It is what it is. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you wish. Hit that bell for more. And if this is your first time watching and you're thinking about subscribing, please do. If you like the content, then hit that like button. Stick that thumb straight up everybody's butthole. And hit that bell for more. Subscribe to my other channels as well for more content. If you like wrestling, if you like movies or sports or music, whatever is your preference, then you have a lot of channels for that. And that's pretty much it. And if not, then just get out of here and go on somebody else's channel. Simple as that. But you want to stay? Well, thank you for the free view and thank you for the free sub anyway. And if you just download my videos, well, thank you for that too. Because it equals a view. But it is what it is. And that's all I got to say about that. We move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before I get into the topic at hand, check out my first video of the night over on my Peter Joseph channel, my AEW Dynamite review. Link will be down below in the gobbledygook. And that's pretty much it. Alright, hope everybody's had a great Thursday. It's pretty much after midnight, so happy Friday morning to you all if you're watching at this late hour, or whenever you're going to watch this. Happy Friday to you. A couple more days away. We got the weekend to go, the last weekend of the first half of the year. And as of Monday, July the 1st, we will begin July, and we will begin the second half of 2024. And hopefully the second half is better than the first half for some of you people. But we'll see what happens with that. And we start the second official week of summer. We had just about to finish the second official weekend of summer. So we're getting there. We got July 4th weekend next weekend. Going to be a big, huge weekend for all you. Hopefully you stay safe. Don't blow yourselves up. Light those fireworks and all that stuff. If you have barbecues, be safe, be well. Hopefully it doesn't rain on you. Some places here in the Northeast and down south might be getting some rain, so not gonna be great shooting off fireworks on next Thursday. But at least if you have a great July 4th weekend, and be safe, be well, and that's all I gotta say about that. But we'll get to that next week. We got Forbidden Door for AEW this Sunday. Talk about wrestling a little bit later. Maybe I might do a TNA review before I actually hit the bed, and we'll see what happens with all that. So stay tuned for that. But we're not going to talk about wrestling on this video. And this is the Rant channel. I am not going to be doing a rant per se, but I was kind of going back and forth if I wanted to even do this video. Now, we had the big one just ended about an hour and a half ago. The big debate between that schmuck, good old Brandon, Sleepy Joe Biden, and the man himself, Donald Trump, gonna be huge. So, Trump-Biden debate number 1 happened earlier tonight on CNN and various other news outlets and local TV. It emanated from CNN headquarters in Atlanta. And, I caught like the first, I missed the first 10 minutes, but when I was doing my Dynamite review, it was kind of like looking over because the debate started, so I missed the first 10 minutes, but I could, I had the captions on, so I gotta make sure I was looking at it and everything. Blah, 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 blah. So, the debate happened a little bit earlier than we usually get it. We usually get the debates in September, and I think we get one in October, usually. But, Trump's been basically goading Joe Biden to freaking debate him, and he's like, anytime, anywhere, and then Biden finally was like, alright, let's do it on June the 27th, 2024. So a little bit early, and coming up with the Democratic and Republican national conventions coming up. So we had that. So we're a few months away. We're about 4 months away from Election Day on November the 5th. So a lot of voters, a lot of Democrats and Republicans were really glued into this debate. And, Trump said a lot of bad things about Biden before then. Trump possibly going to jail. He's getting sentenced July the 10th, which is like 2 weeks away. Well, under 2 weeks away. So I don't know how it's going to affect the campaign trail from pretty much July 10th on. If Trump has to pay a big fine or he has to go to jail, be serving his term in jail, which would be the first president in history to serve his presidency from jail. That's just crazy. So a lot of people are like, oh, Trump's a felon, Trump's this and that. But I think he might get a lesser sentence. I think he's going to get a humongous fine and do a ton of community service. But, we have to see what the judge says. But, it is what it is. And, Supreme Court just did a lot of stuff this week. Doing some more with Roe v. Wade. Not overturned it, but did some stuff regarding that. Did some stuff with the Second Amendment. That, with the gun laws, I think they're lessening them, so that's kind of good. But the big main one is to have presidential immunity. They haven't voted on that as of yet. I haven't heard anything about that, but if that gets passed, that might actually help Mr. Trump, but we'll see what happens with that. But in any case, the reason why I am doing this video is to say Joe Biden got smacked. He got destroyed in this fucking debate. Now, hear me out. I'm not being biased because I'm a Trump supporter. I voted for Trump in both elections, and I will vote for him this year. The debate was civil, but, both Biden and both Trump, they kept it civil. They didn't, talk over each other at times, even though the mics were muted. But really, Mr. Donald J. Trump obliterated Joe Biden. Biden was stumbling and bumbling. He was like, he looked like a freaking retard. Doing all these weird faces. He's not even looking at the goddamn camera. He's looking off to the right or off to the left. And they're saying he had a cold. Bullshit. He was scared of Donald Trump. He was scared. And most of the questions, he had some good points in a few of them. A few of the points, he had good points. He actually answered the questions, and Trump was kind of dilly-dallying and really kind of defaming, Joe Biden. But, you expected that. But Biden was stumbling, and people say that he was losing his voice. You could hear it. He was losing his voice. like right in the middle, right in like the first 15, 20 minutes, he was like out of it. So, and he's gonna probably come back when he gets his voice back. He's gonna come back and say, "Oh, I lost my voice. Trump was defaming me. This and that." He's gonna bitch and complain like a little baby. So, blah 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 blah. He lost his train of thought a lot. Struggled to communicate his positions on like the economy, COVID, childcare, this and that, and the Democrats are in panic mode. One House Democrat told CBS News, "I've never seen a freak out like this." So everybody's like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" Ah! They are in panic mode, and the Republicans like, "Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah," like Smithers, Mr. Burns, Smithers. They're like salivating right now. And they had a poll up on CNN, like 67% of Americans said that Donald Trump wiped the floor with Joe Biden. 33 idiotic people said that, mostly Biden supporters probably said that. Pretty much 1/3 of America said that Joe Biden did pretty good, or that he won the debate. Now, Trump, no doubt about it, he lied a lot. He didn't answer a lot of the questions, and some of the people from CNN that were the moderators basically from CNN, they're just telling Trump, like, "Oh, you didn't answer the question. You got like 30 seconds left. What is your stance on the question I just asked you?" And Trump's still going on and on and on about just ripping Biden apart. So, and now they're doing like an undecided Michigan voters like graph on. I'm watching CNN right now. It looks like Biden is just like, not Biden. Sorry, Trump was like winning that, but so they're doing a thing about all these Michigan voters. I don't know if they're undecided or they're in this big room like, "Oh, you're gonna vote for Biden." Blah blah blah. I mean, Michigan is one of the big states, that both candidates are trying to get, especially in Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, I think Wisconsin, I think New York as well. There's a lot of big swing states that both candidates can get. But anyway, Trump lied a lot about various topics like abortion. He talked about his criminal conviction, Biden's immigration record, and Biden's like, "I never talked about that, this and that." And he's like, "This is a bunch of malarkey." I'm like, who uses the term malarkey? I mean, come on, can't say bullshit. I mean, I know it's CNN, but if I was like going against Trump, I'd be like, "You are so full of fucking shit." I'm like, sorry to curse, but fucking shit. But man, freaking Biden came out and just like took like every fucking punch, and Trump's like, boom, he was ready to just knock him out. I think he knocked him out like 5 times. And like Biden's like, you could tell the dementia and the Alzheimer's was coming on. I was like, I don't know, he looked bad. And they're saying he had a cold. My ass, he had a cold. I know he was losing his voice. I don't. If he's losing his voice, then maybe he's. I don't know. But anyway, so let's get into a little bit of what's happening. So the debate started a little after 9. They didn't shake hands. They just go to the podium. No opening statements, and they went right into the questions, which and they talked. The first thing they were talking about the economy, because of inflation. Biden said talks about the grocery store, the housing market. He pointed his finger straight at Trump and says, "We got to take a look at what I was left with when I became president. What Mr. Trump left me. We had an economy that was in a free fall. I don't know about that. The pandemic was so badly handled. Yeah, partly when Trump when Trump was leaving between 2020 and 2021, right during the election, Trump just like didn't do anything with the pandemic, besides the stimulus checks and everything, which I thought was a pretty decent idea. I wish we got more of them, but can't do that now. But so Biden had a minute point with the handling of the pandemic, with Dr. Fauci lying to us and everything. So, and then he goes on and said that his administration has made to lower prices for Americans, including curbing insulin costs to closer to $15 and $400. Trump's like, we had the greatest economy in the history of our country. And started pointing back at Biden. Inflation is killing our country. It's killing us. What you think? Why do you think we're paying like $6 for a fucking gallon of milk, and we're paying like $9, $10 for eggs? Because the economy is so full, it's crap right now. Now, we're paying such lower prices at the gas pump. We're paying low prices to go at the grocery store. And now, like 4 years later, we can't even pay for a whole thing of eggs. Like a carton of eggs. We can't really get a gallon of milk. Even you go to some grocery stores, which price gouge, and they should be held accountable, but they don't. You go to the deli, you're getting like a half gallon of milk for like $5, $6. So it's crazy. Good thing I could go to a supermarket and I get it for $2.50 or $2.75 at most. Better to get it at a supermarket than a bodega or like a deli. I'm not talking about like a Muslim deli, that's run by Muslims. I'm not being racist or anything, but I'm just saying, when you go to one of those bodegas, you go to one of those delis that are run by like Indians or some not the Chinese people per se, but the Muslims and the Indians and the Arabs, they are gonna price gouge you up the wazoo. You go into one of those stores, you buy a nice half gallon of milk. You think it's like $3? Nope. It's like $5. I'm like, for this $5? Are you nuts? And then you argue with them. You're like, oh, I can get it at the supermarket for like $2.50. Then they say, oh, go to the supermarket. Go to the supermarket. Get out of my country. This and that. I'm like, come on. So yeah, the inflation has really killed America. And I'm hoping that either one of them can lower inflation and get all these prices down to normal. It's like, I don't want to pay $6 for a gallon of milk or a half gallon of milk, or even, if I want to get eggs. I mean, come on now. It's bad enough trying to get cold cuts. Like $9.99 a pound for boar's head ham or bologna, whatever it might be. You're paying a lot. Even when you go to the produce department, or not the produce, pretty much the meat department, you're paying a lot for whatever you want to get. You want to get ground beef or ground chicken. It's a lot of money. 20-ounce sodas now, like $2.50. They're going up to $2.75, $3 now for a 20-ounce soda. 2 liters are going up to like $3.50, $4. I'm like, what? I remember when it was $1.75. Even before that, like $1.50. Cans of soda up to like $1.50 now. And I remember that when it was like 50 cents. 50 to 85 cents back in the day. For a can of soda, like a good can of Pepsi. You're paying $1.50? Come on. I mean, when I was working in retail, and I would get drinks from off duty, if I'm not working, and I come in, it's like, hey, I'm off today, I just wanted to come in and get a drink, I get one of those like 16-ounce cans of soda. I get it for $1.25. Even when I was working, I used to get one of them. I might bring one of these for free, but But if I wanted to get a soda, just keep me up because I'm working a long shift and everything, I get one of those and it's like $1. Well, with my discount, I get it like for $1. But if I don't have the discount, it's like $1.25. $35 at most. I'm okay with that, but still. But now, if you go to a local store, depending on which one you go, you're getting charged for a 20-ounce soda for like $2 up to $2.50. It's crazy. Not like the days back in my day when we were kids, we would get the 50-cent drinks, the little box drink, not the box drinks, you get the little 50-cent drinks that you crush, and then you put it in your little bike, and it sounds like a motorcycle. You know what I'm talking about, some of you people that are around my age. You had that, and then you would go, and then they would have the 50-cent drinks, I forgot what it's called, Club Cola, or something like that, CNC Cola, something like that. You had the different flavors, you had like orange, you had fruit punch, tropical, and you had you had what tasted like RC Cola, or Pepsi, and it was like 50 cents, it was great. The good times, back in the 80s, early 90s, good shit. And then you had like very fine when you went to school. You had the very fine machines. I remember that because when I went to Edward R. Moore High School, we had like 3 of them in different parts of the building. But one of them right by the library. So like every morning I like come in and like put my dollar in. It was like I think it was like $1 to get it anyway. But in any case, that was the good old days back in the 80s, early 90s, when you could get pretty much everything for like under a couple bucks. Now, Now you're paying freaking $8 for a carton of eggs, $6 to $8 for a gallon of milk, a full gallon of milk, $5 for a half gallon of milk. So it's like, I know people want to get their milk because they want to have cereal, they want to have their coffee and everything. It's like, what's the point of getting milk then? Or getting eggs? You want to have a nice bacon egg sandwich instead of going to even going to a bagel store. Bagels are like an actual bagel with butter is like $2 now. I remember it was $1. Bacon, egg, and cheese, or bacon and egg on a roll, is like $3.50, almost $4. I remember that was $2.50. So, the prices are going up because all the dairy's going up, like eggs and cheese, and everything's going up. Because inflation's going up, everything's going up. Even the price of your internet is going up. I'm paying full price now, which sucks, but, at least I have the money to pay for it. As far as the Rich Man's Cable, I got a 2-year plan locked in, so it doesn't move at all. So, until I have to pay the next year. So my thing is it's not up until next October, which I have to either renew or figure out what plan I want to go on. If I want to go down a level and lose a couple channels, or see if I can stay on the same level, but pay like $5 more. Or just get rid of Dish and go to streaming, or use a Roku or a Fire Stick, Amazon Fire Stick, whatever. That's something that a lot of people are going to be thinking about, getting rid of their ISP provider and going with a Wi-Fi router. But to save money, but some people just like to get their own router so they don't have to pay the equipment fee. Like, they lose like $12, but you're still paying. You're paying for the speed, and you're paying taxes. So you're paying like $70 for your speed, plus the taxes and fees, and maybe you get a discount here and there. You're paying around $70 to maybe $80 something with taxes and fees and shit. So. And a lot of people had that $30 discount, which is gone now. It's been gone for about almost 2 months now. They were trying to get it back, but Congress doesn't want to do it. They've been postponing it, not once, not twice, not three times, 4 times already. I don't think it's going to ever come back. They're thinking about other plans to try to get people to, affordable internet. That's not going to happen. Not anytime soon. I don't know if this is going to lead into the election, and maybe if Biden continues on, maybe he'll try to get the infrastructure bill re-signed or something. But if Trump does, I don't know what he's going to do with the infrastructure and the internet stuff, But in any case, inflation is killing the country, and Trump's exactly right. It is exactly killing us. He's like, back in my, when I was running, we had the greatest economy in the world, in the history of the country. Where certain people are like fact-checking that, like looking at the GDP, they're saying like the growth over inflation on the Trump averaged 2.67%, far from the GDP growth under President Clinton of 4%, during that time, after COVID spread, the average dropped to 1.45%. And then Trump's like lying and, that the only jobs Joe Biden created were illegal immigrants and bounce back jobs in the aftermath of the pandemic. Trump defended his proposal to impose a 10% tariff on all foreign products entering the U.S. And he's like, it's not gonna drive them higher. It's just going to cost countries that have been ripping us off for years, like China, and many others, stuff like that. Craziness. And Trump's basically saying that Biden's gonna lead us into World War III. The nation is just a mess right now. A mess right now. And he's basically saying that Biden's doing a bad job. He can't run the country because of his age. He looks like he has Alzheimer's and dementia. He's just not, he's getting in near his 80s. He's 81 right now. Trump is 78, but Trump's saying that America is no longer respected. Nobody respects our leadership. They don't respect the United States anymore. So Trump is like really like boom, 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 punching a freaking Biden. Biden was taking the punches and he just didn't want to fall down. They talk about Roe v. Wade, and they go back and forth, and it was just ridiculous. I'm not going to get into that. Then they talk about Medicare, and Biden was stumbling in the first minutes of talking about that, saying, 1,000 trillionaires in America, and he's like, billionaires. Dude. They pay 8.2% taxes, that they just paid 25%. We'd raise $500 million, billion dollars. He was stumbling a lot in a 10-year period. Talks about paying for childcare, healthcare, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with COVID. And he's like, excuse me, we're dealing with everything we have to do with, and he's like pausing and blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, look, if we finally beat Medicare, and then his time was up. And then Trump's like, he did beat Medicaid, he beat it to death. Well, both of you freaking killed it. Pretty much after the insurrection. Remember the whole thing where food stamps got knocked off? There used to be 2 payments a month for food stamps. We get the actual amount, then we get the emergency amount, which is like $300, $400, $500 to certain people. So that got cut, and now people are getting it once a month, and certain people are getting not even more than $100 a month for food, which I think is ridiculous. But yeah, and then Medicaid and Medicare, some people were knocked off Medicare and then you had to renew, and it took months and months and months to almost like a year or 2 years to finally get on Medicaid because they didn't have the staff they were all backlogged from the freaking pandemic. So it was hard enough to get on Medicaid and Medicare and even Social Security, which is even more of a mess. We're trying to get on disability and trying to get on, just getting on Social Security. And, Social Security might be cut in like the next 10 years. I think that's ridiculous for these seniors. I mean, just bad. And they're talking about the borders, and Trump's like saying, "Oh, it's just your fault." Blah blah blah. And then Trump was like, he didn't want to take any questions about January 6th. Starts talking more about the border. Like I said, I'm not gonna get into anything at that. He kind of disses Nancy Pelosi, the witch. Then he kind of talked about it. He says, I didn't have sex with a porn star, Stormy Daniels and everything. And then he's like, when he talks about a convicted felon, his son is a convicted felon. And he says, Joe could be a convicted felon with all the things he's done. Ow. Knocked him really low in the nuts. And then Biden comes back and says, you have the morals of an alley cat. And then Trump's like, I didn't have sex with a porn star. They were really going at it. They were heated at times. I was like, damn. 45 minutes into the debate, the president's debate prep confirmed that Biden had a cold for the past few days, hence his voice. Biden was examined by the White House doctor at Camp David, confirmed he had a cold. The president tested negative for COVID. So, and then really, Trump, right near the end, Trump was, knocking him out. He's Trump's like, Biden is the worst president. He's the worst president in the history of our country. Biden's like, I'm not, look at you, And he's like, they said he was the worst in all presidential history. By a recent survey of political scientists, that's a fact. And Trump's like, if I'm given another 4 years, I will be the best. Well, that's to be determined, of course. Then it goes into the ages. Biden's 81. He will be 86 if he finishes another term. Trump is 78, so he'll be 82. So I have to see what happens with that. They talk about job security. Lots of stuff and everything. And Trump's like, I took two tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know. We made it public. He's like, Biden never took a cognitive test because he knows he will fail it. And he's like, I like to see Biden take one, just one, a real easy one. Go through the first 5 questions. You can't even do it. Then they talk about golf. I was like, why are we talking about golf? My swing and my handicap's better than yours. I'm like, yeah, it's a kindergarten shit. Then it got to, will Trump accept the election results? If he loses to Biden, will he accept it? So he kind of danced around the question again. Then finally, with maybe 30 seconds left, he's like, I will absolutely. There's nothing I'd rather do. Claimed that the 2020 election was fraud and everything else was ridiculous. Even though there was really no widespread fraud, supposedly. We talked about political violence. He said it was totally unacceptable. And then Biden called Trump a whiner, saying Trump's election denialism, that not one single court in America said any of your claims had any merit, but you continue to promote a lie. And then, what did I miss here? He's like, I doubt you'll accept it because you're such a whiner. The idea if you lose again, you're accepting anything. You can't stand the loss. Something snapped in you when you lost the last time. So he had a good point there. And then, then the debate was pretty much over. And now they're talking about CNN. I think Biden just got on the plane to go back to the White House. I don't know if Trump got on a plane or whatever happened there. But anyway, yeah, so a lot of Democrats are saying, I've never seen a freak out like this in my life. It's unclear how seriously some Democrats will push for Biden to step aside from the race. That means, I guess, Kamala Harris will come in and run. I don't know how that's going to work. So, even the president's former White House communications director said on CNN, showed concerns, says really disappointing debate performance. I don't think there's any way to slice it. His biggest issue was to prove to the American people that he had the energy, the stamina to continue on as president. Clearly did not show that. So yeah. So pretty much, to sum up, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden is dumb. He is not worth it for this country. And if the Democrats got a big decision to make, because the Democratic National Convention is coming up, and I don't even know how Joe Biden is going to even get through that. If he does, then the next debate is, I think, in September, so that's pretty much like 2 months away. And if he's going to be even normal by then, if he's going to be in good health by then. So basically, Trump just didn't really have to say much, even though he lied through most of it. He still won the debate, from what people are saying. A lot, and the Democrats are we don't even think that Biden should be our nominee for the Democratic National Convention. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna put Kamala Harris in then? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how it's gonna work. But I would not be surprised if they just say, well, Joe, we don't think you're a good fit to run the country a second time, so we're gonna let your bitch Kamala Harris, try her luck against Trump, and Trump will wipe the floor with her, like he did with Hillary Clinton. So I think Kamala Harris might put up a good fight with Trump. So that second debate might be a little bit interesting, but. And then, you have the vice presidential debate, so I don't know how it's going to work, how that would happen, but depends on who Trump names as vice president. Would it be, not going to be DeSantis, it's probably going to be Tim Scott, or, all the other people that are great people to him. They love him and everything, but, we have to see what happens this weekend and going through July. We got Trump's trial coming up July 10th. How that's going to affect the rest of the election coming up in the next few months. And then, like I said, probably around September, we might get that second debate. And then, pretty much, we're in the home stretch waiting for Election Day on November the 5th. And that's going to be pretty much the biggest freaking election since 2020. So, we're doing it again, so the circus is beginning, pretty much. And I would imagine after November 5th, the circus continues going into whoever wins and, Inauguration Day in January. So, January 20th or 21st, whatever that is. So, how that's going to be and how the country's going to be going into 2025 with Trump, or it's going to be with Biden or maybe Harris, or who knows. Who knows? But, in my opinion, Trump wiped the floor with Biden, even though he lied about a few things, danced around the subject. But still, he held his own, didn't really, really knock him down, knock Biden down to, the level of, oh, you're an asshole, this and that. But, in my opinion, Trump won the debate. I don't even think there should be a second debate, because Biden looked lost. I know that the Democrats are figuring, oh, he had a cold, he had this and that. So, if he had a cold, why didn't you just, I don't know if they could have either delayed it, cancel it to, another date when Mr. Biden would have been healthy enough, maybe, the next week or so, even though, they would have to work around July 4th weekend. So, he could have done it, the week after July 4th weekend, July 11th or something like that, even though that might have interfered with Trump's, sentencing and everything. So I don't know how that would have worked. So the Democrats feel like Biden had a cold. He didn't live up to his he could have done a lot better if he wasn't sick and he didn't lose his voice and shit. I think that's a cop out. But in any event, whether you're Republican or Democrat, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Who you guys think won? I personally think, like I said, I think Trump murdered him. He buried him. I think all the people that watched the debate, the American people, seeing how bad Joe Biden just looks right now, and they're like, yeah, I think we need him out. But all the Biden supporters are like, oh, we're gonna stay with you to the end, Joe. You did good. It's like, oh yeah, Trump's a felon. Trump's lying up his ass and everything. I mean, those people got their own opinion, but I personally think that Biden just didn't show up. He was scared. He didn't know what to do. I know he's battling a cold, but I don't think that's a good reason. You could have just came out swinging, Joe. Not Mr. Trump for what he did back in 2020. Go after his legal troubles and stuff. Call him out on his lies. But what did you do? You stood there, stood there like a freaking joke, looking like you're a freaking ghost. And then, you're looking down half the time, and Trump's, talking about things, he's bad-mouthing you, basically defaming your character, and then you're, get up what? Is it nap time? I think right now it's nap time. Go to bed, Joe, Come back tomorrow with your voice, hopefully, but, because they're going to talk to him when he gets his voice back, probably by the 4th of July. He's like, oh, yeah, the big, yeah. He's gonna badmouth Trump. Trump's gonna I whipped his ass. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow and through the weekend. And as we get closer and closer to, Election Day and getting into September with the next and final debate. And then, I don't know if there's going to be vice presidential debates with Harris and whoever Trump picks. I think that might be the exciting ones, but I think the next debate, if Biden's even, coherent to even do it, will it be a better one? I don't know, but, if Trump won this one, they have a second one in September, and Biden does this, Biden's done. He is D-O-N-E, done. I don't think anybody's gonna vote for this guy unless you're a freaking douchebag. But I'll say this, if somehow, someway Biden wins this election, this country is fucked. It is fucked beyond repair. World War III, global nuclear thermal war, China and freaking Russia will probably send all those nukes they have, bombard us, we're dead. All of us will be dead. There'll be nuclear war everywhere. Ukraine will be a mess, they're already in their third year already. Trump's trying to stop this, and he says, I'm going to stop the war in Ukraine, I'm going to stop the war in Israel. Well, that's be determined. But, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but it is what it is. So anyway, leave me your thoughts and opinions. What do you guys think of the debate tonight? Who won? Who lost? And anything you want to talk about regarding some of the questions that were asked, leave me your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments section. And might have a nice little discussion, but we'll see what happens with that. So thanks for watching, everybody. I might be back with one more video tonight, my TNA review, over on my regular channel, my main channel, Killer Demon 669. If you're an AEW fan, go to my Peter Joseph channel. My AEW Dynamite review is there. So, got that. The link to my AEW Dynamite review will be in the link in the gobbledygook down below. And that's pretty much it. So, that's all I gotta say about that. Not really a rant per se, but if you are a Biden supporter, fuck you. Your boy got knocked out. And, That's it. Now they have another poll. Like 81% said they're not affected by what happened tonight. But right now, it's not looking good for Sleepy Joe. Now, it is what it is. So, the Democrats are in panic mode. Trump and the Republicans are like, they're salivating. They're loving it right now, even though Trump kind of lied about a few things because he wanted to inflate his ego even more. And I'm being, just saying, but, he didn't have to lie about a lot of things. He just should have just got right to the point, said that Mr. Biden is a terrible president. He's not good for the country. He can't even run the country right now because he's so fucked up in the head. And it says we shouldn't even, and even he said at times, we shouldn't even have this debate. This is not a debate. It was just basically murder. He murdered him the entire time. Even if he lied a little bit. And freaking Biden's like, oh, I can't talk, I have no voice, I'm having a cold. I know, he threw a good couple of punches. He was like backed against the wall and was like boom, 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 boom. Backing Trump up a little bit. But still, I think, Trump knocked him out in this debate. That's how I feel. I'm not saying that as a Trump supporter, I'm just saying that as an American. That's it. But leave me your thoughts and opinions down below, and that's all I can say about that. Alright guys, I am out of here. Thanks for watching, and until next time, be true to yourself, be a real American, like Hulk Hogan would say. And, that's pretty much it. Your vote will count November the 5th. Whether you vote for Trump, whether you vote for Biden, or wherever the Democrats get. Make your voice heard. Make the right choice for your country and for your future and for your parents' future and your kids' future. You have kids and everything. Make the right choice for you and your family. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. So, my first kind of political video. I don't really talk about politics a lot, but... So, if there is some misinformation and YouTube flags me down for it, I don't give a fuck! So, it is what it is. And that's all I gotta say about that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, peace!